Hi there, I'm Lisa Maxwell, and I'm here to do the reading for tomorrow. It might be Monday too. Actually, it's a continuation of the cards I pulled yesterday. I feel like this energy is something that we're dealing with for the weekend. I don't always, I don't always do. I find that for me, I will just put it this way. Even though these were temporary energies, as I described, because we came up with two minor arcana cards in the reading. We had the Eight of Water and the Knight of Water. We also had this central card, which is a major arcana. So if we have something, especially in a central location, that's a major arcana, I think we're dealing with something that's a theme for more than just that kind of more momentary or temporary energy. Because temporary could just be 1 or 2 days, right? Or it can be just the afternoon. We don't really, temporary is something that's not as long lasting. However, this is a major arcana card and it is awakening. It is the Judgment card in the traditional tarot. There's also the Justice card, but Judgment is different. Judgment is kind of like, okay, the balances need to be. The Justice card is that's more the Justice card where balance needs to be struck. But a judgment had basically a judgment has been made, a decision has been made, and you're going to go and do something regardless of the drastic nature of that. Could be drastic. It could be, something. It may feel drastic in the moment, temporarily, but it may seem like very intense energy. However, in the long run, it's something that is happening in the moment, and it will pass. But we have to let it pass. So I did some further meditations on these, and naturally, that's just what I do. And if you've seen some of my readings over the past few years, I typically will bring in some conversation at minimum about what the previous day's reading was about. Because I usually find that the energy is a little more, we work with it a little longer. It's not just in and out. So again, because we do want this to actually move, we have a knight here. Knights are always definitely indicative of movement. And you have water. This is a fluid situation. Whatever it is that's going on is a fluid situation. Something is going out, and we're definitely dealing with a new beginning. I had a couple of things, like I said, some further meditation. So a little more about Malachite, because this is the card that had come up in a previous reading for me a previous day. Two things I noticed from the little book that comes with that particular deck, which again is the Tarot of the Gemstones and Crystals, it was something about there's something, yeah, there it is. Resolves repressed emotions and promotes understanding of ourselves and our fellow human beings. Allows us to discover our concealed self and our problems. Malachite also helps us work through sad experiences. So again, you're definitely. And then when I was kind of trying to post the videos, I noticed my little frog friend in the background. And to that point, I am going to pull the frog. I have the Power Animal Oracle card. We're going to pull some other cards today, but the frog, I noticed he was kind of hanging out. They were like right next to me, and a frog a frog is both a land and a water creature, so it operates in both elements. And so when you are in frog energy, I don't know if the frogs are in here, but I'll try to find it. But we're definitely, you have to take a break. Frogs are very sensitive creatures, and there are fewer and fewer frogs on the planet, as there are fewer and fewer of a lot of different things. But oh, look, here it is. Clear out the clutter. I didn't even have to go looking for this card. Just by the by, I had not opened that. Frog, purification. So a couple of things. So we're doing this introspective thing. So we're moving away from something. We've made a decision to move away from something. Something isn't working. So we have to put ourselves in a different relationship with it. The water element is definitely about relationships. It's feelings, about our feelings about things. So we just need to put ourselves in a different relationship, and that means a different role, if you will, if that's a better word for you. But we need to be relating to something differently. And in order to get to that place of what the right relationship is, it often does take stepping away. And you have to trust the process. You have to trust the flow. And I say this so blithely, you know. But one of the other things as part of this awakening card is it's important to be yourself. Like, there's a part of you that's not able to show up in this or the other components of the situation, whatever that might be, your job situation, your connections to a friend, a long-term friendship. It could be anything, a family member, your pets. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know what that might mean for you, but there's a part of how we're engaging with the situation where we're not really being ourselves, or we don't feel comfortable being ourselves. So we have to step away. We have to maybe go into a different arena where we do feel more comfortable being ourselves. Clear out the clutter. I also got in the Colette Baron Reid Goddess deck, Kali came up today. Liberation. We're changing our mindset, and this is also said, look at things from a different perspective. Archangel Gabriel, this is about like our mindsets and our attitudes, the messages. It's our thought processes, like our attitudes, how we think about things. I notice here that Archangel Gabriel is upside down. We need to look at something differently. And although it didn't come up in the reading, I had some definite Hanged Man vibes. The Hanged Man is going to be upside down too. That's also, again, we need to look at things differently. And sometimes we have to step away to do that and trust the process, and just kind of like the art, like that card, like that Hanged Man card. We just kind of hang out. And that's not easy. So again, some of that grief, loss, loss of control. Ring any bells? The other part of this is that, so Malachite, I also pulled this from another deck. I have a bunch of different decks. This is the crystals, the stone deck. I pulled the Malachite card out from this. Malachite, what it is, it's trademark acid trip swirls, money green. Malachite is an electrifying matte mesmerizer with a high copper content. Always good for moving energy and making things happen. Hello, night. Who needs it? The overflowing in creativity, but lacking in follow through. So if we have a lot of good ideas about something, but we don't have kind of the guts to go through with it, this is for you to like start making some moves, regardless of, not getting stuck in perfection, or I'm not good enough, or, all of those kinds of things that can really drag us down. Again, clearing the clutter, let's change our mindsets. The all business, all the time set. Like if you're a little too serious, I can be guilty of that. There we are. If you're trading cryptocurrency, writing television pilots, or starting up the next tech giant, try some malachite in your workspace. When the concrete jungle has you, so when we get disconnected from the earth, again, coming back to our friend the frog, earth and water. When you've just got to have the money, the power, and all the glory, come at it with a heart forward, sustainable energy. So we have to ask all parts of ourselves. So when we're making this move, again, we are talking about feelings. Check in with your feelings. Why am I doing this? Not in a way that suggests that you shouldn't. That's not where I'm going with that. But really get clarity. Clear up the clutter. Am I doing this from a place of bitterness, anger, or really, the situation has gone to where it needs to, and I now need to let it go. I need to let it go to the flow. I need to trust that everything will land up where it needs to be. And it feels really yucky right now to turn my back on something. But if I am going into another situation, or I'm changing my perspective, or I'm changing my relationship to the situation, whatever that might mean, making a move of some sort. Again, it might be just that you're moving to a new house, a new apartment, or a different part of the country or whatever. You know, why am I doing it? Am I doing it with joy? Am I doing it with this like verve? Or am I just doing it just to do it? Because this card, like, be careful with this energy, because this kind of energy is, as I said, temporary. It can be a little immature. Am I just going into it for the next exciting, cool thing because it makes me feel good? Well, that's just addiction stuff. That's just check that, because if you have, you know, addictive tendency or possessiveness or obsessiveness, that's a component of how you connect to things. You might just be doing what's called a geographical. You're just going to take your problems. You haven't done the introspection. You're just going to take it to a different location. So it's important to consider that. And I'm not ragging on you if that's what you do, but it's good to know that you do that. So you can start to make your choices from a different basis. Again, coming back to that ground energy. All right, I'm going to end this for a moment, because I feel like I have to do these videos in 2 parts, because I post to Instagram, and those need to be shorter videos. So I'm going to end this here, and then we're going to resume.